This is ANN News Brief.
Good afternoon, I'm Lucy Adeyemi. The Nigeria Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 says the UK new variant of coronavirus has been detected in the country, while expressing concerns on Monday about increasing number of COVID-19 cases and deaths in the last week. PTF Chairman Boss Mustafa said the B117 found in the United Kingdom, UK, is in Nigeria. Mustafa said following scientists' sequencing of the variants of the virus, 4 persons had been diagnosed with the variant, 3 of whom were travelers out of Nigeria and 1 a resident. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 1,430 cases of COVID-19 on Monday, bringing the total number of infections in the country to 122,996. More than 1.2 million persons have been tested in the country since the first confirmed case in February last year. That toll from the tropical cyclone Eloise has risen to 13 on Monday in parts of southern Africa. The storm caused heavy winds, rain, and flooding that destroyed buildings, drowned crops, and displaced thousands. Eloise weakened from a cyclone to a tropical storm after making landfall in central Mozambique's Beira city on Saturday. It continues to dump rain on Zimbabwe, Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland, South Africa, and Botswana. 6 persons were killed in Mozambique. The country's National Institute for Disaster Risk Management and Reduction has reported the number of displaced persons has risen to more than 8,000. Thousands of homes were destroyed or flooded. An official said a 5-year-old child was killed in South Africa's eastern Mpumalanga province after being swept away. Police said the death toll stood at 2 in Eswatini, while 3 persons had been reported killed in Zimbabwe and 1 in Madagascar. Forecasts call for a tapering of rainfall, but a risk of localized flooding still exists, as more rain is expected on saturated ground. Zimbabwe's National Water Authority also warned dams were spilling over and could cause floods further downstream. We'll be right back.
We are on the road every day, canvassing throughout Africa for news you really need. We follow the story everywhere, from every corner of Nigeria to the wide African expanse. We bring you what's making headlines. We connect you with news you can use. ANN, African News Network, in a truly African spirit.
Ugandan soldiers have reportedly left opposition leader Bobi Wine's house after laying siege there for several days after the election in mid-January. A court in Uganda had ordered the military and police to leave his house. Media reported earlier that soldiers did not immediately leave after the court order. Robert Yagulanyi, also known as Bobi Wine, has now been able to leave his house and has addressed the media. He had not left his house in the outskirts of the capital, Kampala, since voting in the presidential election earlier this month, in which he was declared runner-up. Ugandan authorities said Wine could only leave his home under military escort because they fear his presence in public could incite rioting and he could organize protests. Wine alleged the election was rigged and that he had won. The vote saw campaigning marred by arrests of opposition candidates and violence, with more than 50 persons killed at a protest in November. Uganda's Electoral Commission said the vote was peaceful, but the EU, United Nations, and several rights groups have raised concerns. President Museveni, who was declared winner with 58% of the vote, had dismissed allegations of vote rigging, calling the election the most cheating-free since independence from Britain in 1962. That is ANN News Brief at 1. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.